Welcome to the first episode of Passt X Ballistic Khalsa. I'm your host Ras, and with me I got my co-host Kelvin. How are you doing, Kelvin?
Very good, very good. Happy New Year first. I think this is our first show after a really long break.
Your first
I'm
show
feeling
after a
fantastic.
really long break, but the first Passt X Ballistic Khalsa
Yes,
show.
yes, that is right, that is right. But very happy to be here. Thank you, Ras.
Yeah, excited to get started today. Anyways, for those who do not know, Passt with Ras, as it's called in full, is our podcast dedicated to football in the 90s and noughties, with a bridge to the present, of course. And this here, what we've got you today, is a collaborative podcast show that we are doing with Ballistic Khalsa for the upcoming SPL season. Kelvin, got some thoughts on the SPL season, some new revelations today that you just found out?
Crazy. I think since a couple of years, I've been following the S League, SPL. I think they were playing like 3 times against each other, a round robin format. I think it just came out this week that they're going to play 4 times now. So 4 times more competitive alongside the Singapore Cup. So massive, man, massive. More games. I think the fans should be excited with the new format. And yeah, man, really excited. We get to see the team play more competitiveness. And then, yeah, man, I've seen a lot of players joining the S League as well, interesting players. And yeah, overall, great. I look forward to this year's SPL.
Okay. So anyways, Ballistic Khalsa, just got to say we are honored to have got this opportunity to do this collaborative show. And we've got, of course, more episodes coming up in the future. But we start off, the curtain raiser to this show is with the head coach himself, Mr. Akbar Nawas. How are you doing, Mr. Akbar?
Oh, I'm fine. Thanks for having me here, especially for the very first episode. I'm glad to be here and be part of this. And hopefully, we all can share some stories that will make everyone happy.
Yeah. Hopefully, the team can make everyone happy as well. That's another thing.
Of course, we are planning to do that.
And you would hear some insights on from your players, what they might think of you, or whatever else they're up to behind closed doors in our future episodes.
Yeah, I think my players, they don't like me. They think I'm a trash of a coach, and they think I'm rubbish as well. But I guess with having said that, they love to play for me.
Okay.
That's good. That's
No,
good.
I think the players they are very glad that with what we are trying to put into place, with the new philosophy, with the new style of play, and everybody is accepting it, and everybody is trying to learn on a daily basis. That's what's most important. And you could see in the players' eyes, they are just yearning for knowledge. They are just yearning to be taught. So these are some things that I see daily with the players, and I'm very happy to be part of that.
Okay, Akbar, before we get into the present times, in true Passt style, we go back to the past, to the history. I love history. It was my favorite subject in school. What's your favorite subject, Akbar?
Same, history. I always score. I never study, also score.
Oh, yeah. So we're both historians in a way then.
Yes.
So we start with your time at Lions 12. And like a lot of us, you must have had a lot of memories of Malaysia Cup as a fan. What was it like to be on the other side of the fence as a member of the coaching staff?
Well, I must say it was a bit of atmosphere which I've never experienced before. Normally as a kid, you just watch the Malaysia Cup days and all that. And when I was involved with the team for the Charity Shield, I got a taste of firsthand what it was like, when Singapore, if I'm not wrong, played Pahang. We lost by the odd goal 2-1. But it was a great atmosphere. I really enjoyed what I was doing at that point of time. It's a different experience, apart from being a fan than being on the coaching staff.
Okay. And sticking with your foreign experience, you were working in 2 countries where football is not the number 1 sport, the Philippines and India. So we go chronologically now. And how do you get your job in the Philippines?
Well, in the Philippines, I reached out to the owner of Global Cebu, through another friend of mine who's in touch with the owner. I set up a meeting with him. I flew down myself and then just had dinner with the owner. We talked. I guess he liked the sales pitch I was giving him.
Did you do some
whatever.
PowerPoint presentation as well?
No PowerPoint again. I didn't do any PowerPoint. I wouldn't want to bore him. Although I'm not too bad at PowerPoint at times, but I wouldn't want to bore him, so I just had dinner with him. And then on, he just said, "Okay, why not you join us for training the next day?" And the fun fact is that I did not bring my boots, I did not bring my gear, I had nothing. And he just said, "Okay, tomorrow, why don't you just start training in the evening?" I said, "Okay, but can I request to buy some stuff in the morning?" So we went to an outlet, bought, the whistle or what have you. Even I had to buy boots and everything. And then just went down to the training ground. So it was like a kind of, OJT, on the job evaluation kind of thing. But he introduced me like as a technical consultant to their own assistant coach, who was a Filipino, their Japanese coach left. So I took the training on the very first session, and within 2 weeks, it was the players themselves who went up to the owner and said that they would want me to coach throughout the season.
Wow.
That's how it started.
Players endorsement.
Oh yeah, in Philippines they are big on that.
Amazing.
Yes,
So
yes.
tell us about,
because they have many nationalities. So yeah, you were saying? Sorry.
Yeah, no, carry on. You were saying something about the
like I said, Philippines have many different nationalities. They have the American Filipino, Japanese Filipino, Iranian Filipino, so many that combines together. It's really a great experience to actually be coaching them, because you learn from so many different cultures and trying to blend them into one.
Okay. What was the quality of football like in the Philippines and the atmosphere in the stadium?
Well, they have some following the Philippines, though basketball is still the number one sport.
Yeah.
Having said that, actually many teams are playing just the Manila Stadium. You have like 3 or 4 different clubs playing one stadium. We don't have so much fields where each club can have one field. But the standard of football is of a pretty high level, because it's so competitive. I remember when we were playing against a team who was languishing in the bottom. We were in the upper half, I think we were second at that moment, or third, if I'm not wrong. In the 70th minute, we were leading like 3-0. And it was like still 10 minutes into the game, I felt. Because 70th minute, you are leading 3-0, but the opponent is still chasing you. He's still trying to score against you. And I was like, wow. It stayed that way until the end. It's that competitive, yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. So moving on now from the Philippines, not many know this, but actually India is ranked higher than Singapore in the FIFA rankings. Again, the same question. What was the quality of football like in the I-League in your time there?
Well, I-League, when I was in the I-League, it was a top division, along with, we have ISL on the other side. We play in the Super Cup and what have you. The level is pretty high, because in India, has so many footballers in such a vast country, so many different states. Different states, different styles. You have the Tamil Nadu, you have Kerala, you have Punjab, you have the Northeast, you have the North, you have Delhi. Yeah, so many different states with different kinds of football that gives you a very good competitive level. And if you go to a certain place, you're going to get very physical. You go to a certain place, you're going to get very technical. So very different brands of football, and in a very competitive environment.
Okay. So which are the physical teams and which are the technical ones?
Punjab.
Punjab's physical.
Are you looking at me? It's tough to go to Chandriga and then play and then try to beat them. The Punjab, they are strong. They are strong. They are well built, and then off the ball, physically very strong. The Northeast, they can run the whole day, and their strength is amazing. Calf muscles alone will tell you they come from the mountains, or they walk to the mountains almost on a daily basis.
Yeah.
South side, more technical players. More silky, more technical players. Delhi side, you have a good blend of both players as well. But most of the top players come from the Northeast. And for us, we were from the South. We were like, they talk about cricket and all that. So not many people look at the South Indians as top footballers when I was there.
Okay. But you achieved something remarkable in your time there. You won Chennai City, their first ever league title. So tell us about the magnitude of that achievement.
Well, it is something that you get to experience probably once in your life, because nobody knew that we would put up a team that would challenge for the title. We were fighting, starving of relegation the year before, just by 1 point. And then to put up a team and then to stay at the top for throughout the whole season. If I'm not, only 1 week we fell off second by goal difference. Throughout the whole season, we were at the top. It was amazing. And the football that we tried to dish out, where we tried to entertain the fans, and along the line, God bless, we got the results. Magnitude of it is huge because no South Indian team has actually won the Indian top league. Nobody for South India.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's always the Bengaluru, it's always the North, or it's always the Northeast teams. Those are the teams that always dominate football. So to see us, for the first time, a team from Tamil Nadu winning the title was an amazing feat. I think they went on to even interview us for some movie, which I forgot what the hero's name. I mean, that movie had the Chennai logo and all that, but it's a women's team. I forgot what's the hero's name. They did some interview with us and all that, and they came out with the movie, but sadly it's women.
Okay.
Women's team.
The important thing is, did you come out in the movie?
Yeah.
No. No, I did not. Only the logo came out.
Okay.
Even on that note, was language a barrier for you in your time in India?
At first, I thought it was going to be, but surprisingly, they spoke perfect English. All of them.
Okay.
Even only 1 or 2 boys from the village still could understand, but they are as modern as you can be. In fact,
Chennai is 50.
in fact, in terms of social media, in terms of, I even was able to allow them to edit the videos of the training, and they could send it back to me, learning from one another through the apps and all that. Yeah, that's savvy.
Fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
Great stuff. So what do you learn from your experiences in these foreign lands that you can now apply as a Ballistic Khalsa coach?
Well, the most important experience is that you don't always get what you want in the foreign lands. You have to adapt. You have to look at the culture, because different culture at different places, you cannot say, I want this to be this way, I want this to be that way. It's not going to happen if you're in a foreign land. You just have to adapt. You just have to learn from it and try to find the best solution to the problems that you're having. So I guess with this, when we are back in Singapore, yes, we are a bit lucky in terms of certain facilities or resources where we don't have to travel so far for training and all that, or we don't have to play an away game where we have to travel like India, we have to travel very far, even to cold countries like Kashmir. Even Chandigarh is cold with the winds and all that. So these are the things that with the experience that I've gone through, I hope I could relate it back to the players, that we are lucky. The players here are lucky to have an environment, to have a club that gives them an avenue to make it a career, to put food on their table, to do something for themselves in terms of the sport. So I hope I can teach them to be as humble as they can, but to be a warrior when they're on the pitch.
Very nice words there, Coach. It sounds like you have experienced some hardship among your players in the foreign lands. Is that true?
Hardships, many ways. Some, like in the Philippines, the players all come from, they are like, when they are 26, 27, they couldn't make it in their own land. Let's say in Germany or from Bayern Munich Academy or what have you. They come Philippines because they have a Philippine heritage. So they become a Philippine citizen. So they will always be questioning you about your methods, about your training, about your thoughts, about whatever what you call it, that you're dishing out on the training field. So the challenge is always there. They keep asking you. So I have to be on my toes and I have to manage them because, sorry to say this, they're very good lads, but they started off as prima donnas.
Okay.
In fact, in Tampines, I have one German pennant. Over there, it's like 17. We had a good relationship at the end.
All right. Well, all good then in the end. And this is actually your second stint with a SPL club after a very impressive stint with Tampines Rovers in 2016. And what do you know? The fixture list threw up Tampines Rovers as Ballistic's first opponents. How did that feel for you?
Well, I didn't feel much actually because any opponent that comes by, we respect the opponent. We have to take it as they come. And we have to prepare the first game as well as we can and go out there and try to win the game. Although it's my former club, I guess there's no bearing to it after being so long out of the scene in terms of SPL. Right now, I'm with Ballistic, where I hope I can bring them to another level, starting the game at Tampines.
Okay, no feelings, no connections, no
No, he's a
reminiscing.
warrior, man.
You see, because I guess when I was with them, almost all those in the previous regime are all gone.
Okay.
I think Hok Seng has been, even the chairman and all that, and after that, Krishna and all that were all gone. Yes, as I even played for Tampines when I was a player. So what the feeling I have now is just to make the team that I have now, Ballistic, the team that most people will want to come and watch, the team that people would say, oh, we're going to play Ballistic, or how. That is the atmosphere I want to create in the league on when they want to face us.
Okay, cool. There's also one thing I'm going to ask you about this game. What do you feel has changed between Akbar at Tampines and now Akbar at Ballistic in terms of your coaching styles, your management?
Well, at Tampines, I was still a young coach, I guess, though I had a good learning curve with my time in FAS, with the national youth teams and even the reserve team. And of course, learning from Sundram himself for 2 years before actually taking the team. I was pretty much a young coach, picking up a team full of internationals, managing them, and trying to play the football that I want to play. So I was still very raw in terms of my ideas on how to play the football that I want to play. As I went along to Philippines, as I learned more, I think everybody knows the story that I met my good friend Jordi Villa. I learned through him in terms of how Pep plays or his drills and everything. When all of those ingrained into me, when I've tried it out in Philippines and in India, and now it's different because I have a much more broader view of the way that I want to play and to help players achieve that. If what I was in Tampines and to do it now with Ballistic, I think it won't happen. If I haven't garnered those experience or I haven't learned along the way, I wouldn't be able to bring Ballistic to another level.
All right, nice. Kelvin, you got to take over right now. Passing on the baton to Kelvin. He's got his set of questions now.
Sure.
So I think everybody who's going to watch this, going to hear this. First question I have to ask you, Akbar, when are you flying back to Singapore?
When am I what? Flying back to Singapore?
Yeah, it looks like behind you in San Francisco today.
San Francisco,
When
yeah,
are we
correct.
expecting you back in Singapore?
No, I think with the COVID test and all that, 18 hours.
All right. Jokes aside, but hey, man,
No problem.
thank you for sharing with us your experience. I felt that I downloaded your resume all over again. If anyone who is not sure who our coach, Mr. Akbar Nawas, is, I think the first few questions, everyone knows who you are already. Coming back to the questions, to present times, I wasn't very good at history, so I always ask about present times. Unlike you and Russ.
Yes.
So I just wanted to ask, what can we expect from the team in terms of style this season? So you mentioned that when you were doing with your stay in your previous clubs, you always like to entertain the fans. And then also heard you saying you are looking to make your team very unpredictable, whereby teams are going to be very wary of taking care of Ballistic Khalsa. So what can we expect altogether from Ballistic Khalsa this season?
Well, for a start, we will try to play and entertain the fans with our philosophy. Everybody says that it's tiki-taka, or everybody says you build up from the back. But I don't wish to build up from the back just for the sake of it. We build up from the back for a reason. If we have to play long, we play for a reason. What you say correctly just now was to be unpredictable. If I can make my team unpredictable, that's for me, that's a fantastic achievement. Bearing whatever outcome that comes out of it, which is the result. Because from what I've learned over the years, the results are always live in God's hands. But I would try to influence as much as possible to make sure the result goes my way. At the same time, to play the way that we want to play, to be so unpredictable that the opponents will find it tough playing against us. For example, we had one friendly game. We had a game against one ISL team. the national player from the left wing told my right back in India, when we were playing this friendly game, told my right back, who was a state player, who was not even his level, I don't know how to mark you guys. What are you guys trying to do? The thing that I want to happen for Ballistic Khalsa, whether it will happen or not, how long it will happen, when will it happen, we don't know yet. We don't know. Because I will only know once I start playing friendly games where our level is. Once we are lining up friendly games against LB Rex on the 5th and all that, then we'll know, okay, this we play against them, this know where our level is. We start the season, this know where our level. So can we improve on that? My target for our players is to improve in every single game that we play, but without forgetting that we must try to win the game.
100%, 100%. I get it. Wow. The way you spoke, you got me excited with the season, Eddie. I want to watch Ballistic right now.
I so excited.
You got to be.
So, what would you say realistically? What would you say would be the team's objective this season overall? Fun fact, I see you start your fixtures with Tampines Rovers and you end with Geylang International. So, and then the whole, I think July, you have like 5 games in a month, which is also absolutely amazing. I'm not sure how you're going to fit everything together, but realistically, what do you think is the team's objective this season?
Well, targets aside, with what management or us or everybody has in mind, putting that aside, what the objective I have for my players for every game is to go and win every game. That's our objective. I know a lot of coaches like to say one game at a time, but putting aside that one game at a time, for me is every game we play, even the friendly game, we must try to win it. That's our target. That's our objective for that particular game. And then once we win that game, we go to the next game. So because for me as professionals, as a professional coach, as professional players, with most of our players being professionals, our job is to go and win the game. We are paid to do a job. We are paid to entertain. We are paid by the club to put food on the table. So we got to do our job. It is our duty to go there and win a game. I mean, what else is there if we are not trying to be professional? For me, that is professionalism. So that is the objective. That is a target I would want to set the team out to go out there with that kind of mindset.
I got to ask you this question now. Which game are you really looking forward to?
The first game.
The first game, yeah? Get it out of the way. Okay. I understand, very, very experienced coach you are. But what aspect of Ballistic Khalsa got you excited the most? Was it the project? Was it the management? The Darwin maybe? What actually got you excited the most to come back and manage Ballistic in particular?
Well, I mean, Darwin will always get you excited, but besides the point, wait.
See next to you?
No, I think he's somewhere outside.
He's paying you to say that.
What got me excited was his vision with the club of where he wants to bring it to, with even the boss, Tawan Nason, how he adopts this vision as well, and how Ballistic wants to develop into a better club. Not only on the pitch, but they want to do it off it also. Like with this BKFC TV, like engaging the fans, like telling people what we are trying to do. They are trying to be as open as they can be, and that's what excites me about, because football is we don't only need what needs to be happening on the pitch. So off it, if we can complement, why not? And if a club like Ballistic can move towards that direction bit by bit, you never know what the future might hold for a club like us.
Very well said. Very, very, very well said. Man, I really cannot wait for the first game now.
Yeah, man.
Bearing in mind about the way we play and all that, like I said, we will manage expectations
100%
from everyone that talks to us, but that doesn't make us shy away to want to win the game and play the way we want to play. That's for sure.
So you guys made a couple of signings this season, most of it after you came. So probably you were the one calling the making the signings, in particular to your play. How do you, because there are few of them, so how do you plan to actually gel them all together, playing on the same tune, playing to your kind of football, the existing players plus the new players? What is your plan?
Well, the first thing is, the first process was, it's good that our vice chairman Darwin and I had my coaches, assistant coach Asmi, Razif, at the start. They share my vision. They are always on the same page with how I look at players. They whatever that we discussed, it was like almost one person talking. So it was easy to first bring in the players that we want based on how we want to play. And as for players to be gelling together, that's why we started in November to try. We were trying to teach them the game model, the how we want to play, more understanding of the game tactically and all that. So I know a lot of us will always say it's a process. It takes time. It will take time, but for me, sometimes I'm a bit impatient. I would love to see it happening. But even whatever I've been teaching, if I can see at least an improvement of from 1 to 1.1, I'm happy. Because it's not easy.
It's true. It's true.
It's not easy to change mindset. It's not easy to change habits.
100%.
Especially for a senior team, with the players that you have, it's not easy to change habits. And to change habits is what we are trying to do, which is not easy.
Wow. Changing habits. Soon you're going to be Dr. Akbar Nawas as well, you know.
Yeah, I changed my habit for my breakfast. Nowadays, I take toast.
Take toast, yeah?
Yeah, no more toast.
No more toast, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, the south of India really got to you, yeah?
Yeah. Now I try to watch my diet.
That's good.
I just jumping in for a while.
Sure.
Just got to ask you, what kind of a coach are you in the dressing room? Are you the one that gonna give the hairdryer treatment, or are you the silent type?
Yeah.
Well, when I was younger, it was hairdryer all the way. When I went to Philippines, I learned how to manage it because of the players I was managing. From Tampines, I started because of the international players. Then in Philippines, I learned how to manage it 50-50. And in India, I went another step further to be a bit more composed. To be more composed in trying situations. Not outside in the game. I can be very vocal outside on the pitch and all that. But during halftime team talks or whenever we are going down the ride, I'm a little bit more composed nowadays as opposed to what I was, because I've read this somewhere which stuck in my mind from some psychology book. See, any idiot can rant and rave. Stuck to me in my mind. No? Any idiot can rant. But it's the leader or the coach that is able to see the situation, analyze the situation, and help the players elevate to another level. That's the difference. So I was an idiot most of my coaching life.
I've been known to do that.
If it was a hair dryer, I pull no butters. Yeah. If it's to be given, then I won't be so bad as to be half. I'll go all the way. So the players know that I mean business, and they know that I'm honest with whatever I'm trying to say. But it won't be like 6:30 kind of thing.
Yeah, I got to go all the way.
Yes.
So coming back to your players, okay? Coming back to your players, who have impressed you so far? Maybe in training or, speaking to them, who have impressed you the most so far?
Yeah. You see, if I were to tell you that I have at least 8 or 9 of them that have impressed me, maybe you say no, choose one. You get what I mean?
Okay, I'll give you 2, bro.
No, in terms of whoever has impressed me, in fact, at least most of them that I'm coaching right now have impressed me. Because it's not that like I have a Messi and straight away I say, yeah, he impressed me. I have this straight away and say he impressed me. No. And I'm not saying that they're all of a similar level. No. What I'm saying is I'm very intrigued with the faces they give me during training. I'm very intrigued is that they want more. They want more information. They want more information from me. that is what keeps me going on a daily basis. Because once a player shows me that they don't want to learn anymore, then it demotivates me as well. But once the players shows that they want to learn, they want more, they want more, they want more. And that's what's been happening with these lads. They keep asking for more through their facial expression. So that impressed me the most, if you don't mind me singling out anybody.
No, it's okay. I'm just very curious now. What does the facial expression look like?
The facial expression. Something like this.
Yeah, so I can use that in my daily life as well,
They said my assistant coach asked me, Sai asked me?
Yes.
Yeah, they say it's a celebrity. Wrong. It's me actually.
You're quite an actor, I must say.
It's such a waste that movie didn't feature you, man. Your life would have been.
I don't know. Satya, I don't know what Raj forget what's the fella's name. One Indian actor.
That's good. Okay, I always ask this whenever I speak to like professional footballers or coaches, ex-players. Do you have any pre-match rituals? Something you do, something you eat, something you drink, something. There must be something that that happens every time before your game.
Yeah, but it's recorded, Cam.
Could be posted, could be having a
I will always, it happens in India, it happens in Philippines, a little bit difficult getting what I wanted. In Singapore, of course, I can get. In India, especially after I do my team talk, there's always that 45 minutes to 1 hour gap before they actually go out for warm-up. I will definitely visit the tea shop. 100%. That's my ritual. If I don't have that cup of tea, I cannot go for the game. Serious. If the tea shop is closed, I'll walk and find. Walk and find. Have that cup of tea.
Is it black tea?
Yeah, teh tarik.
Teh tarik. Okay.
Of course, the ones in India are the best. I know, like vodka shots.
Oh yeah.
One small glass. Wow, that shot is really solid.
So next time I know, before I come to the stadium, at least I before the game I can get you your teh tarik first. So at least everything is okay. We settle that.
I've been doing that since I was my younger days of coaching. I've never left that ritual. Yeah, unless it's fasting month. Hey, but fasting month also we played after we break fast, so it's okay.
That's good. That's interesting. Okay. So to all the Ballistic Khalsa fans who are really excited. I think last year they were really excited what was happening, what was going through with the club. Any message to the fans? Anything you want to say? Shout out. What to expect and all this. So
yeah, I mean, to the fans, we love for you to come and watch us each and every game. We would love to entertain you. We would love not to disappoint you, but we also love for you to manage your expectations on this team because we are trying something new. Hope you forgive the players if they do make the mistakes that is going to be very prevalent in the way we play. We hope you can manage that and support us through even the bad times.
Nice.
Solid message. Good times, bad times.
Yeah.
We will be Tigers forever.
Thank you.
Allah Tiger.
Allah Tiger. Allah Tiger. Thank you.
Anyways,
Thank you so much.
some questions. I just curious to know which club do you support?
Liverpool.
Okay, that's the end of this podcast show.
Finish. Don't tell me you're Manchester United.
Yeah.
You and Darwin the same. Then this one, Kevin.
We both from the same school as well.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. It was nice knowing you. No, but like in Singapore, once we wear the Ballistic Khalsa jersey, we all Tigers. We all in this common goal. We put all our EPL on the side and support one team. So that's about it.
That's very nice.
Before I let you go, Russ, shall we start the trivia question real quick?
Yes.
So, Coach, we always do this right after we ask the question. We always have some trivia question just to get your brain juices flowing. And if you are good at history, based on what you say, this should be a walk in the park for you. Okay.
Okay, sure.
So my very first question. Okay, it's such a pity we weren't doing this face to face. I actually prepared a present or gift for you, but you know, that's life.
Thank you.
I'll give it to you when you know when I
When
see
we
you.
see him next,
Sure,
Yeah, when I
sure.
see you next. Okay. So the first question,
Mm.
what was Ballistic Khalsa first known as before anything else? Their first name.
I don't know, man. It's Fatu Karib.
Fatul Karib.
Yeah.
That is right. Actually, I didn't know as well. I went to Ballistic Khalsa. Outside the stadium, it was written. I was mind blown. I had to head that as a question. Really interesting story. Played at Farrer Park, which is
Yes. It was a famous club. Huh?
yeah.
Back then, it was
So
very strong.
I was talking to Russ. I was like, man, this is amazing. How
With the history, very rich history.
Okay. Next question.
Mm.
Who did Balestier Central merge with to form Balestier Khalsa?
This Clementi Khalsa?
Very good. Very good.
Wow.
So,
First time I get 2 in a row.
2 in a row, man. I told you. You should have.
Very
So,
lucky, man.
maybe my question is a bit easy. I think I'm going to
No. Don't ask tougher.
Okay. When was the last time Ballistic Khalsa FC won a major trophy?
Wow, it was a Singapore Cup with Marco. The
Yeah,
year
yeah.
could be 1990. Nobody's helping me out. 1990,
No.
the Singapore Cup.
Correct.
Nobody's
Singapore
helping
Cup.
me out. 1990.
Are you looking at someone?
Hey, this one Kelong already. Hey.
Is this a
2014 I told you already.
14?
Yeah.
Whoever,
1919 all.
whoever the one is helping you out. Very good. Okay, this is a simple one. Who has won the S League or the SPL the most number of times?
Warriors,
How many times?
6, 7, 8, 5.
9 times.
9 times, plus 4.
9 times.
I was about to get there.
Oh, you still counting? Or just that the Hokkien maybe haven't finished?
9 times, okay.
Okay. We all know that they are going to play, all the teams are going to play each other for 4 times this season. But how many teams are participating in the SPL this season?
Well, I have to say 8 teams.
I think someone is actually giving you the answer in front. I see you're looking at a certain
That one
something.
easy lah. I mean, this one.
Even though if I look in front, they'll give you the wrong answer. No point.
I actually got this for you. I can't show it. Maybe it's a vintage trimmer. But you know, maybe I'll give it to you when I see you.
Sure. What does it trim?
Trim. You can trim your, I don't know. You know, you should know we all got some.
I know.
You know, can trim your body.
Just joking. Okay. Hey, thanks. I love it.
No problem. All
All
right.
right, guys. That brings the end. Our first ever episode of Passt X Ballistic Khalsa with the head coach today, Mr. Akbar Nawas. It has been entertaining and insightful as well. Thanks for sharing with us your thoughts, your memories even. And I hope you had a good time speaking to us.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Welcome. See you around in the stadium actually.
Sure.